welcome to What's Watch. I'm Clint Gage. With me, Akeem Lawanson and David Griffin. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, doing well.
So, Disney Plus announced recently that they are releasing all of their originals on a weekly basis. The shows will be week to week, as opposed to the binge viewing all at once kind of model, which is an interesting thing. And we put up a poll. IGN put up a poll on social media asking our audience how they prefer to consume their content on a weekly basis or all at once. And care to guess how our audience responded?
I'm going to assume that 78% are for this.
Or what?
They're for Disney Plus releasing them weekly.
Week to week?
Yeah.
I'm going to go the other way and say it's probably for binging.
The other way is correct. 69% all at once.
I was thinking they were thinking like me because I'm
Incorrect.
totally for it.
Yeah. Winning in a landslide. The all at once option gets the win. But, you know, so it brings up the conversation again. It's a conversation we have a lot about binging versus week to week. Where do you guys come down on it? You say you're super for week to week?
Yeah, well, I would say for Disney Plus, for the shows that I'm really excited to see on Disney Plus, and with the way that they want to release them, I'm totally for it. Netflix, they already set like a standard that we're gonna just drop all of these episodes on you. So I'm used to that from Netflix. So if Disney Plus wants to release it weekly, I'm okay with that as well. So it's like it depends on what the platform is for me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
So it's a platform thing for you, not a content thing?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's more content driven. It depends on the show. I feel like the Marvel Netflix series like Daredevil and Punisher, I think maybe would have done better on a week to week basis. I think when you drop those 13 episodes all at once, it's a lot to get through, a lot to slug through. There's always that middle section just kind of drags for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching it week to week, I think you're a little more forgiving. It's like, okay, watch that and move on to the next thing. But I think for comedies, like 8 to 10 episode, half-hour comedies, one of my favorite was called Catastrophe on Amazon. That's a great binge. It was 6 episodes, 30 minutes apiece. Like, that's perfect for binging. But I think for the hour-long stuff, like getting Mandalorian on Disney Plus, I love it. And also the conversation goes on longer.
Exactly.
You come into work on Monday, you talk like, oh, did you watch the episode? But if you all binge, it's like, well, where are you? It's like, I don't know. I'm on like the part where the guy does, you don't even know what episode you're on anymore.
Yeah. Like,
There's the two layers of conversation that I think are really helped by the week-to-week thing, which I do think Disney Plus is smart to do it this way, because there's the week-to-week conversation of did you see this episode? Yeah. What did you think of what happened in this episode? What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? And then the conversation around the show as a whole lasts much longer. I think we've noticed, and we notice it in how we cover shows that are dropped all at once, the Netflix shows and everything. Like the conversation around Stranger Things lasted about 10 days, and then it's gone. You know, and we can see that in how people are talking about it. The Game of Thrones lasts forever. You know, and I don't know that. Do we think that Game of Thrones would have lasted as a all at once show if they would have dropped 10 episodes at a time?
no way.
You don't think?
There's no way. I don't think so. Look at.
I agree with you, but
Yes, I mean the reason. Okay,
Continue.
like I'm a huge The Walking Dead fan. Now, if they were to release all the episodes at once, I would have binged it over the weekend, and I think like all the hype, because there's so many different things that happen in the episodes where like if you just drop it all at once, we don't know what to talk about first, and so now we have to talk about it as a whole, as opposed to like there's a certain thing that happens in episode 12 that we kind of want to talk about, since this week is the episode this is the week that episode dropped.
right.
I think for everybody else, I do get why people would prefer the binge model, because you can watch at your own pace. If you want to watch, you could watch week to week in a binge model if you want.
That is
or
the thing
you can
that's
watch all at
sorta-
once. Or if you have a train ride or a flight, you can go download all the episodes and sit on the plane and watch all your episodes. So I get why people like the binge model. I just like having the conversation. Let's talk about a reason why Disney doesn't need to do the binge model, because their library is massive. Netflix didn't start with a massive library. That's why they're spending all this money and buying all these properties, because they have to build their library. Amazon, the same thing, drop it all at once. Whereas Disney Plus is like, we have every Disney movie ever made, every Disney series ever made, boom. Like, while you're waiting for that next episode of Mandalorian, you can watch every Lion King movie. Every iteration of 101 Dalmatians. You have plenty of things to watch while you're waiting.
The other thing they have going for them at this stage too is Netflix has done a lot of sort of trial and error with how these shows are produced. Like a lot of the shows we mentioned, the Marvel Netflix shows, those weren't paced to be binged either. They were still paced like a week-to-week show, which is why the chief complaint about a lot of those shows is like, well, episode 9 and 10 totally didn't need Like by the time you get to episode 11 or 12, there are 2 episodes too long, and each episode is 10 minutes too long, and blah, blah, blah. Because like we're sitting there for 14 consecutive hours watching this thing when they were paced like a week-to-week show. So they have started to figure out that a binge model needs a different pace. You're starting to see series come in at like 8 episodes a season instead of 10 and things like that. So Disney Plus does have the benefit of those sort of growing pains. Somebody else took care of that. And so now they can sort of, in weighing the option of doing binge versus weekly, like you can see that like, well, we've got these grand stories still, even though a lot of their seasons are only going to be like 6 episodes. They're going to be short as it is.
And that's the thing with I think you have to understand about the TV model. It bothers me sometimes. You hear a lot of showrunners, even they're getting away from saying this, is that, it's an 8-hour movie, it's a 10-hour movie. It's like, no, it's still a TV show. That's why there's not 8 to 10-hour movies in the movie theater, because they wouldn't work. You still have to make it work like a TV show. Even though you're on this digital platform, it still has to function like a TV show. You need to make the episode count as a whole and not be like, oh, well, it'll pay off in like episode 10. It's like, no, it needs to have not the whole payoff, but some payoff in each episode. Not just like, oh, well, just wait 8 more hours and you'll get there. It's like, no, it's not how TV works.
I know that, like, I mean, Disney, like, so they were able to see what Netflix was doing. And they also have, like, shows on ABC, and they had shows on Fox.
And they kind of have control. They have control of Hulu now, too.
Yeah.
That's where they can put their adult animated stuff, like we got MODOK and all the other stuff coming out. So they have pretty big presence.
And so not only with that, so like they've actually seen how the conversation works, you know, with like their television shows. So it's like, why not just emulate that? You know, we see how much mileage we're getting on social media. Why would we emulate what Netflix is doing when we see what's actually currently working for us? Let's just emulate that. You know, if you're getting Disney Plus, you're already bought in. Literally, you bought in.
You literally bought in.
Yeah, you literally bought in. So you're going to come back. Like, if you're excited to see Hawkeye, you're going to come back. If you're excited to see What If, which I am, and I would love for that. I'll tell you right now, if that animated series was, I would binge the hell out of that. I'm not even going to lie. But they're going to keep me coming back for more.
That would make sense to do it that way for that show. Or I wouldn't mind it anyway.
Yeah. What if, you know, they did. What if you could binge watch What If?
How remarkably meta would that be if the last episode of What If was, what if you could binge watch What If?
That'd be awesome.
It'd be the worst thing.
And then they give you the option to do it.
Well, you could at that point, probably. They're all out there.
Actually, you're right.
All right, that's what we think about binging versus weekly shows. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And for more What to Watch, stay right here on IGN. We'll see you next time.